Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today I'm looking for some feedback in the comments, not from the people that do component level border pair stuff like what I do, but really from people on the managed service provider side, the sysadmin side, the general help desk and general IT side of things, because I just want to make sure that I'm not talking out of my ass here or stuck in my own echo chamber. In a video that I did last week, Microsoft supports right to repair bill in Washington. What's the catch? I was going over the fact that Microsoft is trying to sneak a requirement into the bill that says that we would have to have third-party certifications in order to be able to get access to the things we're looking to get access to. And I oppose this on two levels. The first is just from a philosophical point of view. If you purchase a piece of hardware or software and there are any sort of locks in there, or there's any sort of diagnostic software that would allow you to be able to work on your own device, I don't think that you should have to get a third-party certification to be able to access what is necessary to be able to fix your own product. This is not how it was in the past with consumer electronics, and I don't think it's how it should be going into the future. If you bought it, you own it. And there should be nobody that has the ability to gatekeep whether you get access to what is necessary to be able to fix what you own, as long as you're willing to spend the money on the hardware or software to be able to fix what you own. Secondly, many of these third-party certifying companies, like the most popular one that I know of, CompTIA, teach you things that are just fundamentally useless, in my opinion, when it comes to actually working on these devices. I was forced to get one of these certifications back when I wanted to become Lenovo authorized to be able to work on Lenovo products back in the day, and I took the A+ exam. I paid $350 to get the certification, and they were asking questions that were not relevant unless I was using Windows 2000 or XP for troubleshooting. They were asking questions like, how many FireWire 400 devices can you daisy chain? And you can imagine how a few years ago, a question on how many FireWire 400 devices you can daisy chain is fundamentally useless. And there's been quite a bit of pushback, both in my comment section, both in emails that I've received, and also on Reddit threads, where I've received hundreds of upvotes on posts saying that I'm kind of full of shit and being ridiculous here, and I would just like to get some of your input on this. Now, when I say that the A+ certifications are a grift and they are useless, I mean this with regards to what they're able to actually teach you, not their ability to get you a job. The fact that a certification asking you how many FireWire 400 devices you can daisy chain into the 2010s and 2020s is the very reason that I am calling this a grift. They do actually help you get a job. The problem is that a certification that teaches you such useless nonsense is what is helping you get a job, is part of why I call it that. So I'd like to explain the two different ways that I believe a certification can help you and why I believe this to be a grift. The first way a certification can help you is if a job post says must have A+, must have Network Plus, or something like that. If you then get that A+ certification and you don't have a lot of other experience on your resume, having that certification listed on your resume can help you get a job. The second way a certification can help you is by requiring that you learn information that will actually be useful in your job. And it is in this way that I believe these certifications are functionally useless. I personally believe that if you're going to work at Geek Squad, that if you're going to work at a managed services provider, that if you are going to be doing break-fix work or for an office that has 150 people or something like that, that the content included in A+ is fundamentally not going to help you. The problems that your users are going to bring you in modern days, or dare I even say it, 8 years ago, are not the types of problems that you will be solving with the knowledge that you are learning in order to pass the A+ exam. It's functionally useless, and every single person that I have met that works in actual IT or in managed services provider or anything like that, you tend to agree with me that the information in the A+ is useless. And the part that caused me to speak out against this publicly over and over again in a fairly angry manner is not just that the certification exists. It was when CompTIA started lobbying legislators and saying that people should need these certifications in order to work on things.
I respectfully, on behalf of CompTIA, oppose this legislation.
We're asking you not to pass this bill. You have to be careful about which types of repairs that you want to allow just anybody to do.
This legislation poses serious risks to the safety and security of the growing network of connected electronic products, serious cybersecurity, privacy, and safety risks.
This bill has the potential to weaken security features in a host of different electronic devices. This security could easily be compromised. We ask for your opposition.
When we were advocating for right to repair bills so that consumers could get access to parts and tools and things necessary to be able to fix what they own, CompTIA came out and said, no, you can't just have uncertified people working on things. That's bad. So they were trying to ensure that they existed as a barrier between people who want to fix their own stuff and the parts and tools and diagrams and manuals necessary to do so. They were advocating that you continue to have to be certified to do these things, in spite of the fact that many CompTIA certifications do not address modern devices at all. If I wanted to understand the difference between a battery issue or a TriStar issue in the latest iPhone at the time that this video was produced, there is no CompTIA certification that is going over that. If I want to understand best practices for soldering in a charge port, this certification is not going to do that. These certifications that CompTIA creates have nothing to do, in my opinion, with what you're actually dealing with in the real world, yet they were still saying that if there is legislation that is enacted that allows people to get access to what they need to fix things without our certifications, we're against that. And that's something that I found particularly disgusting, given that these certifications don't actually teach you what is necessary in order to do your job. Yes, the certification may help you get a job, but the very fact that that certification is helping you get a job by forcing you to learn knowledge that will never help you in the real world, that is completely irrelevant in 2023, is the very reason that I found this to be a grift. And the fact that the person who heads this organization is making $1.1 million in 2017 and approximately $1.3 million in 2020 to head an organization that requires people pay $350 to learn information that is unnecessary to their job so that they can get a job is something that I find to be personally disgusting. Now, many of the people in this thread, and also many of the people in the comment section of a recent video I did, and many of the people who email me, fundamentally disagree with me. There was actually somebody in this thread that said that this has actually changed their career and their life. Full stop. My A+ changed my career and my life. And like, okay, I'm open to the idea that I'm wrong. Can anybody in the comments of this video explain my blind spot? What am I missing? How is the A+ so life-changing? What questions were in the A+ that maybe I glossed over that are going to change the world for a young up-and-coming computer technician or network services technician or person who wants to be a sysadmin or anything like that? Explain what is being taught in this in 2023 that is so life-changing. Because what I see is a company making millions upon millions of dollars, paying the director over $1 million a year to then spend that money and that time lobbying against consumer rights and people's ability to work without his certifications, when his certifications are literally going over how many FireWire devices you can daisy chain and stuff like IRQs and interrupts and just, again, when's the last time that any of you have dealt with that? I completely agree that there is a use for certifications that teach you something that is relevant to your particular field and your particular industry. And I wish that were the case, that these certifications were the ones that were actually required by these governmental organizations. But the reality, when you look at a government website for a government job related to technology and they say they need an A+, it's not because the information that you're learning in the A+ is the information you actually need to do the job. It's often that requirement was put in there 22 years ago and nobody has edited it out, nor has anybody actually checked to see if the information taught by that is relevant to the modern day. I don't like that. I see it as a troll toll. I call it a troll toll. And when I see them lobby against consumer rights and the fact that they're making $1 million a year to direct an organization to make these useless certifications, I stand behind me calling it a grift. I stand behind calling it a grift. People can make the comments, Louis has an ego. He's not humble. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is there a giant blind spot I have here? Did these certifications change your life? If so, how? For me, I wasted $350 getting it. I wasted $350 getting them, and I wasted like another $100 on a round trip to Maine so that I could testify against the CompTIA people. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Before we end the video, my thumbnail guy is reminding me I suck at doing merch shout-outs, so I got to do this more often. Check it out. We got a dealership tears mug referring to a certain company that may be aggravated with a certain bill that got passed in Colorado recently, thanks to the help of all of you. We have a You'll Own Everything and They'll Be Pissed mug. Support the right to repair. Shows up on the other side of it. So I can't figure out how to make it. Here we go. That's the other side of it. Support the right to repair. We also have Hot Air Rework Stations at rock bottom prices, same day shipping from our shop in Austin, Texas, for anybody who is interested. I know. I'm not even close to Linus at merch shoutouts. His are so much better. They really are. They always put some creative effort into them and the segue into it. And I just I'm working on it.